Welcome back, folks, with me, Feel Too Real, part 11 of Turok 2 Let's Play, and this is take 3. Mainly because I could not get a good start for this. Let's try it this one. Hopefully this one makes it. So we're going to get started with level 4 Lair of the Blind Ones, and take it away, Adolf.
The Lair of the Blind Ones. Little is known of this mysterious race. Legends tell of ghostly figures emerging at night from underground and dragging hapless victims to their doom. Though they do not possess the power of sight, the Blind Ones are hardly helpless. They can hear the beat of a heart and smell the blood of an intruder from a great distance. Attacking with primitive brutality and a lust for warm blood, they have lived for countless centuries deep beneath the surface of the Lost Land.
That breathing sound will not get annoying.
Your mission objectives are as follows. Seal 3 thermal vents, trapping the Blind Ones beneath tons of rock. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
So the objectives for Lair of the Blind Ones are really short. And as Adon was saying, we're going to be going cave diving. So there's the first checkpoint, and honestly, I don't know why that checkpoint's there in the original one, because you're right there and there was no quick saves, but I digress. So Lair of the Blind Ones. So a lot of people I know don't like this level. This is when the level design tends to be a bit too labyrinthine. It's very much like the catacombs in Turok 1. There's a primary key for this level. We won't be able to get until we get the Whispering Talisman from level 5, but this is the start of when the levels start to get really long and to an extent a bit convoluted in a way, mainly because it's a cave system, and I can see the design choice, but I don't find it to be too bad. Not the Cave of the Mantides. Mantides. I will talk about that level later. I'm mispronouncing that name, but still, that's my least favorite level in the game. But Lair of the Blind Ones, this is another level which might sound odd to some, but this is another one of my favorite levels. Mainly because I really do like the cave diving aspect of it, and it kind of being like a caveman version of the enemies. I really do like the design. I really like the music. It gives that real eerie sound. You can hear like the water dripping in the background in the audio. And the portals, there's not portals here unless you want to backtrack. You're going to keep diving deeper and deeper into caves in those holes, and that kind of acts as a teleporter. And these teleporters right here take you up to the floor that you just came from. So just go down the holes, you'll go down to a lower level. And one interesting thing about the level themselves, Raptoids and entrails, they're still here, but they're going to start to take a back seat, just like in the Death Marshes. This is going to be the last level that we're going to need them in. And we got a harpoon gun. This is a weapon that kind of like a bow. We can shoot underwater, and we can retrieve the harpoons. And this is, I want to say this is the last level that we're going to do the hardcore underwater swimming in. Because we're going to get two underwater weapons here, the harpoon gun and the torpedo launcher. And it's very easy to get lost in a particular part of this level with the underwater section. That's my least favorite part of this level, but after that, the level's not that bad. And this way that I'm going right here, trying to think, this way leads to the top part of the that underwater section you saw me go through. And that underwater section is not the underwater section I'm alluding to. So you want to just be careful when you get to underwater sections, because this is a cave level and it will get very labyrinthian. And yeah, so the thing, the other gimmick about the Blind Ones is they're kind of like a derivative of sorts of the flesh eaters, mainly because the design choices. The Sentinel, for example, looks like the flesh eater Sentinel in the Flesh Portal, and to a lesser extent the excuse me, The blind one guardian is kind of reminds me of the death guard just because it's a little bit stockier. And there's no like lord of blind ones. There's only two types. This one, which again they go down really easy once you stick them with the tech arrow. They all go down really easy when you stick them with the tech arrow. Uh, but they're really quick, especially the sentinel. The guardians tend to be like support enemies because they have different means of attacking. But the sentinels only have their sword. They have grenades, which I don't know how they got grenades. If they're supposed to be like caveman type enemies, but really, 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 really interesting enemy types. I really do like this level, despite how much of a what's the word I want to say notoriety it has. That's the portal we just opened up, and that is the Talisman portal, which we don't have the feather for it just yet. And this is the least helpful talisman of the game. The breath, I think it's the Heart of Fire talisman. I think because I mean, you get it, and really in the original game, I want to say when you got it, you had to really replay this level to get any sort of use out of it. But since there's the quick travel mechanic, it's really, 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 really. Actually, no, I take that back. I think you could get the Heart of Fire talisman in the original one, but I just feel like it's a lot easier to do in this one. Because the simple fact that you can quick travel to the to portals, but we need go cave diving right here, and then this will allow us to get the feather. And this is the next section here. So there'll also be leapers. There'll also be, you know, new enemy types like the gigantic spiders. And I think we're gonna be introduced to that gigantic spider right here. And something about the gigantic spiders, the things that will take them out quickly are, I find, the PFM layer, which we don't have. We get that in the Hive of the Mantides. The grenade launcher is probably the best weapon that we have right now that will take them out. Once we get the charged dart rifle, that becomes like my opening attack on the spiders, the giant spiders, because they can take a lot of punishment. Depending on the weapons you take to them. Grenade launcher, I find 2 grenades will take them out really easy, very quickly.
Grenade launcher.
And explosive shells I feel they do decent damage. I think that's like 3 explosive shells take them out, whereas a grenade launcher it's only 2. And you can find their smaller cousins or children, which are just like compies or like wasps, to where all you gotta do is either swap them with a warblade, or you could just try to take them out like I am with a gun. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna open up some switches. And one thing I will say about the original Turok, I don't know how I knew that you could shoot these levers down. I don't remember playing this level when I was a kid with a strategy guide of any sort. I remember getting this far, I believe. And it actually no, I take that back. I did have a strategy guide. That's how I knew about these levers there. But you have to shoot both these levers to open up the underwater gate that water has that water down there has in it. You shoot those 2 levers and it raises the underwater gate. Now we can get access to the bag to progress through the level. So a little bit of digression there. And so we go down here. We're gonna swim to the opposite end. I think there's another harpoon gun right here. Yeah, right there. But we already got ours. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna retrieve a key, and this will allow us to open up the next section of this area. So charge dart rifle. This is low key one of my favorite weapons because it'll stun the enemy and it'll give you plenty of time to line a headshot or to use your war blade and take him out. I literally just swapped that dude in the head. He's grabbing his chest like I had, or his belly like I had hit him in the belly. But anyways, that's the key. You put it in this pedestal right here, and then we'll go in here. And that right there is a guardian. They have crossbows. They can summon worms. They can hit you if you get really close. But yeah, in my opinion, those are the more dangerous of the two. Sentinels are kind of like the main enemy
Nice
two of the
beginning.
two, but the Guardian I feel is the more dangerous ones because depending on where they are, they can summon leeches, and those leeches will follow you around, and then the Guardian can take his time picking you off with his crossbow, or even summoning up more worms. And explosive shells are you can make short work of them. So they're just like any other foot soldier in any of the other levels, like entrails or juggernauts. Not juggernauts, but normal purlin. But yeah, so. And here you just want to just go and run through because the rocks will fall down and they will damage you a little bit. So be a little bit cautious about that. And right here, this is another good reason I like the shredder with normal shotgun shells in this particular level, because it will bounce off in those narrow passageways and you can rack quite a few hits. Um, it's even better with explosive shells, but if all you have is normal shotgun shells, you'll rack up a ton of hits. Just follow this around, and we're gonna go around here, and we're gonna get another new weapon. We get quite a few new weapons here. So follow it all the way around, and there's going to be a giant spider that's in this area right here. And what you can do is you can take out the baby ones first, and then start lobbing grenades in here. 2 grenades should be enough to take it out. We're going to get the flamethrower. Now, an
Flamethrower.
interesting thing about the flamethrower, a little bit of game trivia maybe. I could be wrong about this, and feel free to correct me, but I think the flamethrower in Turok 2 was the first time, I remember reading it was like the first time they used polygonal flames for a flamethrower here, which I think is very, very interesting. But I digress. I could be wrong about that, but I remember reading that somewhere a while back. But that's our first key, our first level 6 key. And those 2-legged, one-eyed monsters, I believe they're called Nalas. So you take them out, and you need to approach the gate where the full health is, and it will open. And then we will lower the bridge as well, and there'll be a sentinel on the other end here. You can snipe it, or it's a guardian, my bad. And like I said, you can hear that heavy breathing throughout this whole level, and that's the one thing I don't really. Well, it's one of the things I don't like about this level, because I understand like what they were doing, like they were trying to make it kind of uh, like like give you anxiety, there's something around, but I just find it to be super annoying. Uh, But yeah, so you can snipe them if you're able to, but most of the time they're gonna know that you're right there. In the case of spider, I'm gonna go ahead and take the initiative right here. Tech arrows actually would have been the preferable thing, but snipe with the plasma rifle is just as good. Their hit boxes for the heads are really wonky. That's normally why I just use a grenade launcher. Flamethrower does pretty good damage, but grenade launcher is gonna be grenade launcher, well, not in that order, but in this order: charge out rifle, stun them, and then grenade launcher them. Or you can use a normal weapon like mag 2 to take them out. But that's the end of this part, and I'll catch you in the next one, part 12. See ya. Have a good one. Bye.